Now ADT can help protect your family at home and on the go. Get started with ADT's best offer, an ADT starter kit and security camera installed free. A savings of $449. Plus, you'll get ADT Go, the new family mobile safety app and service for 24/7 emergency response. Go to ADT.com/podcast today to take advantage of ADT's best offer with 36-month monitoring contract, easy pay and QSP. Early termination and activation fees apply. Additional charge for ADT Go premium services after 3/31/18. Certain markets excluded. Licenses available at ADT.com. Offer ends April 1st.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
What happens when a beautiful single woman shows up to a church event full of 20-something dudes?
Oh, gosh.
Well,
Mayhem?
they probably all have to start praying because they're thinking all sorts of bad thoughts. And I wonder if that's what happened to Keith, who's on the phone today to do a second date update. He says he met the girl that he wants to call at a church function. And Keith, when you saw her walk in, what impure thoughts were you thinking? What were they?
Guys, I'm embarrassed, guys. I don't really want to tell you that.
Oh, sounds like someone used the hymn book in a strategic place when he stood up.
No, it wasn't in church that I met her. You know, it was at a church function. It was like a singles barbecue. And yeah, it was like a nice day. And I've been going to this thing for 4 years.
Oh, no.
For 4 years. Wow. And were you standing with your church buddies and you saw her walk in? You're like, dude, that chick, man. Oh, she looks like she could pray for hours. I would pray her so hard.
No. We were standing there, and, you know, I was with my boys, and they saw her first, and they started talking and almost catcalling her. And I was like, guys.
At a church event?
Listen, like, you have no idea. There's a lot of pent-up something going on with these guys at a church event. When a pretty girl walks into one of these barbecues, I mean, you know, you can go a year or more without seeing anything. And then finally, like, a pretty girl walks in, and like everybody gets like, woof, they start,
All right, so
Wow.
these church singles barbecues are a lot like a construction site or prison. It sounds like.
I mean, yeah, unfortunately, embarrassingly, yes.
I haven't seen a pretty woman in ages.
Yeah. So, Keith, were you able to restrain yourself and actually be a gentleman when you talked to her?
Yes, I was. The guys around me swarmed her. Like, can I get you a plate of food? You know, do you want to go for a walk? And I was like, okay, well, I guess I'm going to hold off. I'm going to play it cool, because sometimes, you know, if you play it cool, then maybe they'll get interested in you. Like, why isn't he talking to me?
Well,
Right.
obviously you're the expert, seeing that you've gone to this singles event for 4 years. Your game is not working very well, Keith, is what I'm trying to say.
You might be right.
All right. So how'd you guys actually start talking then?
Well, into the evening, they start to do games. They'll do like these little sort of fair games, you know, and amazingly, out of the luck of, well, maybe it's God's plan, I don't know, she was paired up with me.
Oh.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah. Divine power at its best.
That's right. Let's hope. But so she and I ended up playing this egg toss game where you stand close to each other, like 5 feet away, and you throw an egg and catch it. And you keep going a little further and a little further, and eventually you get like 15, we were probably 15 feet away from each other, and she throws the egg, but she threw it too hard. When it hit me in the mouth,
Oh, gross.
I did fall down on the ground.
Whoa.
And I started coughing and trying. It was hard to breathe for a minute. And
This sounds dramatic.
I got to tell you, it's embarrassing. But what was nice about it, I'm going to tell you, she ran right over to me. And she was standing over me, and she was very apologetic and very sweet. And she said to me, what can I do to make this better? And this is where I got brave.
Oh, nice.
I said, what if you go out to dinner with me on Friday night?
Whoa. All right, way to seize the opportunity.
Yeah.
What'd she say? Did she think that was cute?
Well, she laughed, and she said yes.
All right.
Okay.
So did you guys actually make it to dinner, or were you so injured from the egg thing you never actually went out?
No, I recovered quickly, and we made it out to dinner. We went to Olive Garden.
Oh, I
And
love Olive Garden.
what was the Olive Garden like for you two lovebirds?
Olive Garden was a different world. And not in a good way. No, he's laughing back there, but it wasn't a good thing. It was like we had been set up at the barbecue, and it was like we had all these games to play, things to say to each other, and then we get to Olive Garden, and it's like it just got so real. Like I didn't know what to say to her.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
That's usually when I take one of those breadsticks and just put it in my mouth and look at the person across the table from me. Just make eye contact. Awkward eye contact.
No.
No.
I was feeling so nervous, and I only ordered a salad, and I felt like, okay, well, I'm just going to try to eat light. And she ordered like a full meal, like breadsticks, chicken parmesan, and like a side of shrimp scampi.
I'm going to tell you right now, I think you went wrong ordering only a salad.
Yeah, dude.
No woman wants to go out with a guy who's just eating a salad while she scarfs down.
Well, he
I mean,
was
good
sick.
on her, but what'd you do while she was eating? Just looked at her?
You know what I did? I took my time, eat my salad one bite at a time, and I just kind of tried to wipe my mouth after each bite.
Oh.
Just spread out the salad for an entire 3-hour meal. One salad.
Well, unfortunately, I wish it had lasted 3 hours. It was only about probably 28 minutes total. I think I timed it, which I shouldn't have done,
Probably.
it was 28 minutes. And what she did was she got up at the end and she said, "Thank you very much for dinner." And she shook my hand, and I tried to pull her in for a kiss, but she pulled away and turned away and left.
Whoa.
Wow, did she seem angry about something?
No, she was really polite, but she just went ahead and walked out and left. Not mean, but just not nice either,
I mean, it
All
doesn't
right.
sound like you guys had the best chemistry.
Ah, man, I tell you, it was not the chemistry that we had when I had an egg in my throat. But
Maybe that's the problem. Maybe we can score you a second date, and then on that date, you just keep an egg in your mouth the whole time. Okay? We'll play a song, come back, call her, and get your second date update, okay?
thank you, yeah.
Yeah, man, hang on.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
Not to put too much pressure into the second part of today's second date update, but this is the moment where we find out if God really exists.
No pressure at all, Jubal.
No pressure at all.
Keep it
If you missed
simple.
the first part of today's second date update, Keith is on the phone and he wants to call a girl named Amy who he met at a church function, and then they ended up going out to Olive Garden. The date ended with her kind of getting up and saying, "Okay, well, thank you very much for the time," shaking his hand and then walking off. He said that she wasn't exactly mad, but she also didn't seem very happy. So we're going to try to get her on the phone and find out what went wrong. Keith,
Yeah.
are you ready to see if God, in fact, does exist and you guys will go out on a second date?
I'm ready to call her, yeah.
I will say, Keith, your date only lasted 28 minutes, and I don't think that that's fair of her. I think she should have given you more of a chance. Obviously, you were nervous. Doesn't sound like you drink alcohol, which is always my go-to to make myself more relaxed. So I'm hoping that you get another chance at this.
Thank you for saying that. I don't know why it ended so early. Hopefully she'll tell us.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll dial her phone number right now and see if we can get her on the phone, okay?
Thank you, and God bless.
All right, here we go.
First.
Hello,
Hi, can I speak to Amy, please?
this is Amy.
Amy, how are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning.
Who is it?
Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning?
I don't know who that is.
Well, Jubal would be me, and Brooke and Jubal in the Morning is a radio show, and Brooke would be the Brooke part of that whole thing,
Hey, Amy.
and Jose would be that dude you hear right there. So
Hi.
What is going on here?
it's a radio show, and one of our listeners emailed us to see if we could get a hold of you.
Who?
Well, his name is Keith.
Keith.
Yeah, Keith.
Heath from the church thing?
Yes, Keith from the church thing, the guy that you met at like a singles barbecue, and then you went with him to the OG.
The OG.
The Olive Garden.
Olive Garden.
Oh.
I mean,
Yeah.
if you're not hip enough with the OG slang.
Yeah. I'm just confused as to why you guys are calling.
Well, we do a segment on our show. It's called the Second Date Update. So Keith is wondering why you kind of left your date early and then haven't been responding to his text messages or calls.
Is this for real?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 100% for real.
It's very
Keith really
real.
liked you. He said he had a good time. He said a lot of nice things about you, but he's confused why you don't want to see him again.
I'm confused as to why he would even call me back. But
What?
Really?
yeah.
He said, like, that you were awesome and gorgeous and you guys had fun at the barbecue.
Well, I felt really bad because we played some, like, games. One of them was an egg toss, and I threw it kind of hard. Maybe I wanted to get out of there. I don't know, but it kind of went in his mouth, and it got stuck there. And then
Yeah, he told us about the whole egg fiasco. But then he says after that he asked you out. You said yes, and he thought you were having a good time at the Olive Garden until you took off.
Well, we were having a decent time. I mean, he was a nice enough guy. He was. It's just that, I ordered a bunch of stuff, and he told me order whatever I want, but he only ordered a salad. And so I said, well, how come you're not eating more? And he said that he couldn't really afford it, but he'll pay it back, and he was borrowing against the collection plate.
Wait, what?
Borrowing church money?
Wait, you can't borrow money from the... So wait, he
So
steals...
he grabs it out of the collection plate.
Listen, I don't know how he does it. All I know is he said he pays it back. So I just was out of there. I had to go.
Yeah, you're
That's
like
crazy.
guilty by association if you're eating a big meal at the Olive Garden on the church's tab.
Yeah.
Right.
Not even on
That's
the church's tab, like on people who's donating their money to the church's tab.
I felt so guilty. I just had to get up and shake his hand and go, like I thank you, but no thank you,
Oh,
Yeah, I had no
man.
idea that you could use that as a loan, too. I got to start going to church
No, you
again.
can't, Jubal.
No. I mean,
No.
what's crazy to me is that he told you this without thinking anything was wrong about it, is what it sounds like.
That's the whole thing is he didn't think there was anything wrong with it, and that his whole thing was that he was going to pay it back, so that makes it okay. Like,
I don't think so.
Wow. All right, so
Excuse me, guys. Can I just say, hey, it's me. It's Keith. Can I say something?
yeah, you can, Keith. You were supposed to wait, but I'll just tell Amy right now. Amy, Keith is on the other line listening and wants to talk to you.
what is going on?
Keith really wants to talk to you, so he was waiting until his moment, and I guess he found his moment.
There it is.
Amy, listen, you're getting it all wrong. Look, I just borrow money from the collection plate and then I pay it back on Sundays. That's it.
That's not okay, though. Like, I don't understand that.
No, Amy, it is okay. Like, I do it all the time. I do it, like, literally every weekend, and there's never a problem.
Oh, my God.
Guys, I don't know why everyone is freaking out about this. I pay it back. It's not like I'm stealing from God. I pay the money back.
Lord.
Keith!
Lord.
No.
Yes, how do you even do it? Are you just, when it comes to you, you're just taking the money and...
No, I mean, I work behind the scenes, and I take the collection plates back, and I, look, every time I replace the money, every Sunday that I took from the week before, I replace the money.
Okay, so I guess it's not really stealing if you're
No.
giving them the same
No,
amount back, or is it
it's-
still stealing? I don't understand.
They're out money for a whole
Okay,
week.
look, you're making me sound like a bad person here, and I'm not a bad person. I mean, I go to church.
Okay.
I don't think that's
You're
the
right.
qualifier.
Amy, Father doesn't know, but I think he has an idea, and he's okay with it.
Oh, you think he has an idea?
Maybe?
Keith, he didn't tell you it's okay. It's stealing. It's not borrowing.
Amy, you are judging me right now, and I'm praying hard for you, but you are judging me.
Don't pray for me. Pray for yourself. You're a criminal.
On that note, I'm praying for both of you to go out again on another date.
no.
Amy, would you like to go out with Keith one more time? I guess the Lord will pay for it. But if not, then we'll pay for it.
Well, they have to, because otherwise he's going to have to go on the collection plate and take it again.
I can just pay it back.
No, Keith, you have to stop this practice, like right now, okay?
Not okay.
It is not okay. There's nothing about it that it's okay.
Amy, do you want to go out again?
Not really, Keith. This whole thing has just left a bad taste in my mouth. No, I'm good.
Well, that's disappointing, and if I do see you at church days or another church function, I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know if I'll come up and talk to you. I don't know. Maybe I won't.
Whoa. You're,
Wow, Keith.
you're a wild card,
Take
Keith.
That is some strong action. You are an outlaw.
No, I'm not. I'm not an outlaw. I'm a man of God, and I'm also human, and I deal with emotions like everybody else.
All right, well, I'm sorry you didn't get a second date, Keith.
Aw.
Thanks for trying, Jubal.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Amy, thank you very much for being honest with us. I appreciate that.
Well, yeah, I'm just glad it came out because it's wrong. The whole thing's wrong.
It is wrong. Keith, it is wrong to do that. Also, can I go to church with you?
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Got a text in at 78592 that says, I didn't know you could do that at church. I might start going now.
No.
It's Brooke and Jubal in the morning talking about today's second date update. If you missed it, this dude Keith met this girl named Amy at church, and then they went out on a date and she wasn't calling back. When we got her on the phone to find out why, during the date, he told her how he was paying for everything because on Sundays he'll take money from the collection plate and then he'll always replace it with the same amount the next Sunday. So he doesn't consider it stealing, but it still rubbed her the wrong way that he's taking money from the church, basically.
Yeah, and the church doesn't even know about it. It's like borrowing your buddy's car without telling them and then not returning it for a week. That's still Grand Theft Auto, basically.
And I like how he's like, well, I pay it back every week, but dude, you never add to it. They're always minus, and then you make them even, and then you take it again. You're never really contributing. You're taking.
No, they're always down the same amount, whatever he's taking.
And he's using the money to date, which is also just feels wrong. Right? If he was using the money to go buy some needy children's school supplies, maybe.
Nope, he's using it to take girls out to the Olive Garden.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, he's not getting another date because she didn't want to go out with him again after she heard that he steals from the church. I don't know why. It's weird.
Judgy, you think? You think she's being a little judgy?
Yeah, I do. Remember, if you want to do a second date update, all you have to do is email the show, and we will call the person who didn't call you back.
Need LASIK? Trust the experienced team at the LASIK Center at Evergreen Eye Center. No glasses, no contacts, no limits. What will you do? LASIK at evergreen.com.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
Today's second dater met the girl he went out with, where I've met almost every single girl I've ever dated. ChristianMingle.com. You know, member of that site since it started. You know, I just love it so much. Now, that's where Nathan apparently met the girl he wants us to call today. Nathan, what's up? How are you, man?
Good. I love your show, guys.
Thank you. Appreciate it. So tell us a little bit about meeting the girl you want us to call today. What's her name?
Mia.
Mia. Okay, so you met her on this website?
Yeah, I did the normal thing where both expressed interest. I messaged her through the website, and from there it was off and on for a little bit, and then for about a month straight we were chatting probably almost every other night. Sometimes there'd be 3-4 days to go by, but it started progressing from there.
So you guys talked a lot before you actually met in person?
That's the thing. We actually haven't met in person yet.
What?
Yeah.
This was a second date update.
Kind of. Nathan's one of those guys that's date never actually happened.
Yeah. I'm walking to the date, and I get a phone call from her, and she tells me that she's got an emergency and that she's going to have to cancel. She's flying to California.
You were actually at the place that you're going to meet her, and she called you and said that she was flying to California?
I mean, I was literally pulling into the restaurant practically.
Oh, man.
You didn't happen to notice if she was, in the restaurant or, in the vicinity of you when she called you, right? Maybe she was waiting for you and then saw you and didn't like your outfit and was like, oh, no, thank you. You didn't see her anywhere. Well, look, I've been to meet someone before that I didn't like, and then I just took off when I saw him.
No, but you're like the ultimate jerk. You wouldn't spend months talking to him.
So you didn't see her around, did you?
No, and that's part of the other thing about this that's crazy enough. She doesn't even have a profile pic, so I've never seen a picture of her.
Excuse me, what?
You've never seen a picture of this girl?
No, I couldn't tell you what she looks like, and I had asked, and she said I'd rather develop a relationship.
Yeah. How do you start talking to someone on a dating website that doesn't have a profile picture? I know that they're out there. They usually have a silhouette of somebody that hasn't uploaded it or whatever. But why would you, I don't know, I would not talk to somebody on a dating website that didn't have a profile picture.
In all honesty, at that point, that day I just was going around and looking for people online, and it's somewhat near the area, and I just sent a message saying, "Hey, how's it going?"
Just casting a wide net.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. That day, I didn't have anything to do. I was on the site, figured I'd strike up a conversation.
Okay.
So you went to go meet her, and she called you right before and said that something came up and she had an emergency. Do you believe her, or do you think she was lying to you?
Well, I was livid at first and pissed, but the conversation actually went on. She wanted to talk to me while she was waiting for her flight.
Okay.
So it made me believe her. And I sort of tried to ask her what was going on. Is there anything I could do? Does she need any help?
Nathan, let's face it. There's no way she's lying to you because you met her on a Christian website, and Christians don't lie. You know that she's telling the truth. But you actually stayed on the phone and chatted with her while she was waiting for her plane to leave.
Yeah.
Okay.
And do you think that maybe you're getting catfished? Like she's just not who she says she is?
I mean, I want to believe in the best, but I've texted her a few times since, and I haven't gotten messages back. So at this point, there's a large portion of me that's thinking, what in God's name is going on? I don't know if it's a kid, a boyfriend there, ex-husband. I don't know how long she's in California for. I just don't know what's going on at all.
And how long ago has it been since you talked?
About 5 days.
It's been about 5 days since you actually spoke with her.
Yep.
Still an emergency. You don't think she might need a little more time with whatever it is?
I mean, in hindsight, probably. I might have jumped the gun a little bit, but at this point, I don't understand the missed text messages.
Well, and you've got to be emotionally invested. I mean, a lot of people would consider this a relationship, even though you haven't even met yet.
For sure. All right, man. Well, we'll play a song, come back, call her, see if we can get her on the phone and get your second date update, okay?
Sounds good.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
I'm going to be honest. I really don't care if Nathan, who's on the phone for a second date update, gets a second date out of this. What? I just want to know two things about the girl that he was supposed to meet up with on his date. One, what does she look like? And two, why did she have to go to California on an emergency?
Yeah,
that's all I really want to know.
Me.
Yeah, I want to know why she had to bail on him before their date even started. If you're just tuning into the second date update, Nathan is on the phone. He wants to call Mia. They met on a Christian dating website. Interesting note, she doesn't have a profile picture. He was just chatting up people that day, and he has no idea what she looks like. Anyway, they were supposed to meet for dinner, and when he was walking up to the restaurant, she called, said she had an emergency in California and had to go. So we haven't heard from her since, and he's wondering why she hasn't been calling him back. Now, you do believe her that she had some sort of an emergency in California?
I don't know. I do believe her, but there's part of me that is just like, why hasn't she reached back out yet? I don't understand it.
Why do you have so much trust in this person that you've never seen?
Because of the conversations, they were in depth. I mean, who knows? Maybe she's really good, but it was consistent and it was just the interest in the stories. I mean, these weren't like 5-minute chats or anything like that. We really got in depth.
Okay, cool. Well, I'm going to dial the phone number right now, see if she picks up the phone, and maybe we can find out what happened in California. Or, I mean, if you want a second date, too, I guess we can do that. Yeah. Do you want a second date with her?
Let's hear what the explanation is.
Okay. So you're just like us. You just want to know what went on in California that she had to call in on your date. All right, I'm going to dial the number right now.
All right.
Hello?
Hi, can I speak to Mia, please?
This is she.
Hey, Mia, how are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning.
From where?
Brooke and Jubal in the Morning? The radio show?
I'm on the radio?
Yes, you are. How are you?
I'm fine.
I'm calling you because we received an email about you from one of our listeners.
Okay.
His name is Nathan, and Nathan emailed us because he was supposed to go out on a date with you, and then you ended up having an emergency that you had to go to in California. Since that day, Nathan has been wondering why you're not answering his text messages, so he emailed us to call you and ask why.
Okay, this is weird.
I know it is. But Nathan wants to know if you don't like him, if you don't want to see him, something like that. If you don't want to see him, just tell us. We'll tell Nathan, and he won't bug you anymore. But other than that, he's wondering if you still want to go out with him. So is there anything that we can tell Nathan from you?
Just Tell him I'll call him. And sorry, I've been busy.
So you do want to see Nathan again?
I'm really busy right now, so I just don't know when.
Okay.
I just don't know when I'll
Well, I appreciate you talking to us for a few minutes. We won't take much more of your time, but I just have to know, do you want to see Nathan again? Because it sounds like you don't, the way you said that. If you don't, I'll let him down easy for you.
Look, I'm doing some stuff in my personal life that I just need to, I don't want him to be involved in.
Okay. So your emergency was legit when you called him at the restaurant and said that you had an emergency. I was speculating that you were lying.
I'm in California.
You are.
Still.
Oh, why did you fly so last minute, though?
Look, I'm a little embarrassed about it. It was for a job. I don't want Nathan to judge me for it.
You're embarrassed about the work that you do?
Promise you won't tell him this.
Sure. I mean, I'll tell him, I will tell him that you want to see him again, but I won't tell him any other details if they're really embarrassing.
So I'm doing a photo shoot for Playboy.
What?
Oh, yeah, that's right. They started doing that again. I forgot.
You're on a Christian mingle site, and you're
Just because I appreciate my body does not mean I am not a good Christian. I am
Right.
just using the body God gave me.
Okay, so you're doing a photo shoot for Playboy.
Yeah.
Nice.
Are you serious?
Yes. It's a job.
Okay, I'll tell you why that confuses me, because he told us about how he met you, and he said on your dating profile, you didn't even have a profile picture. Normally, people that would pose for Playboy would have a lot of pictures on their dating profile.
Okay, but also people who pose for Playboy tend to be treated differently because of the way they look. Like, I want Nathan to get to know me for me.
Wow.
You know, for like, my brain and my personality and not my, you know.
You are.
And you talked to him a bunch.
Yeah.
You never brought up what you did for a living?
I didn't want him to think I was some hussy or not a good Christian or whatever, because I am. I have a really good relationship with God, and I just happen to do this for a living.
When were you going to drop this news on him?
Well, I wanted to get to know him, and I wanted him to get to know me, and I wanted to build a solid foundation so that he knows where I'm coming from. You know what I mean? So it's not like, because there's so many stereotypes, and I hate that. There's so many stereotypes of women that pose nude and models and just, you know, there's so much wrapped up in it. And not everybody is the attention-seeking hussy that they're, you know.
Right.
So that's a stereotype. I don't like that.
You got a great body. God has gifted you with wonderful looks. You might as well use them to your advantage and make a little dough.
I don't.
Right?
That's exactly right.
And you said that you want to get to know him on another level before you go into all that.
Right.
Right. That's perfect, because you sort of just did that.
What do you mean?
Nathan is actually on the other line and heard exactly what you just said.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
You promised.
You've already been this far. You might as well say hi to Nathan.
Hey, Mia.
Someone sounds excited.
Yeah.
That's the best news we've ever gotten in a second date update.
How's it going?
Oh, God, I'm sorry. I didn't want you to find out this way.
But, I don't even know what to think anymore. I mean, of all the reasons you went to California, this wasn't even anywhere near the list.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I don't know that I hate it. I don't know that I know I don't like it, but the people in my life, I don't know how they would react if we went down this road and you were in Playboy.
Yeah.
I don't want to be that person who judges you. I sort of understand where you're coming from. I mean, believe me, it's not like I haven't seen a Playboy before, but I don't know what to think.
You bad boy, Nathan.
It doesn't make me a bad person. It doesn't make me a bad Christian. I actually love what I do, and I think God made me for this.
Nathan, are you saying that you don't want to see Mia because she poses for these type of magazines?
I mean, I'd definitely like to see her. But this is
why I was worried, because guys treat me differently when they see me in person, you know? And, like, I don't want to be treated differently.
you want to be treated like every other uggo out there. I understand, but unfortunately for you, you're not. Nathan, so are you worried that it's the people in your life that are going to judge you if you were to go out with Mia now?
I guess I am. Now that I'm thinking about it, if we do end up going out, I guess I'm worried about what other people would think. On the other hand, we had an amazing connection, and I am a guy, I'm a man, so
Yeah.
I definitely would like to see her and meet her.
Okay.
I will say, I know that my husband would have a problem if I was taking pictures naked for other men to look at.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he would, period.
But it's a job, It's like being an actor and having to kiss somebody else. It's not like that's my personal soul. I mean, yes, it's my body, but my body in this case is just, it's like an accessory.
And Nathan, if you like Mia, who cares what anybody else thinks? Really,
Yeah.
You guys had a lot of good conversations and stuff like that. Like if she was a porn star and you really loved her, then who cares what your parents think or your friends?
That one might be a bit different, but
I'm just saying.
yeah, love conquers all, right?
Yeah. So would you go out? Okay, Mia, would you go out with Nathan again? We'll pay for a second date.
Please.
You guys didn't even really go out in the first time, so would you go out with Nathan officially?
I mean, if he doesn't think I'm a bad Christian.
Okay. Nathan, are you going to be an idiot and pass up a date with a Playboy model? I will pay for it.
Mia, how long are you even going to be in California for?
Honestly, I don't know. This is kind of a big job opportunity for me, and I really want to not blow it. So,
At the end of the day, we had an unbelievable connection, and I did, at the very least, like to meet her in person and see if the chemistry is there in person as well.
Sweet.
Yes!
Awesome. And you guys can talk about it more in depth in person.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds
Great.
good.
And Mia, just another question. What issues are you in?
Oh, come on.
Like Miss October? I want to
It's
know.
show research.
Yeah, no.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Everybody texting in at 78592 wants a date with Mia from today's second date update.
Yes, they do.
It's Brooke and Jubal in the morning. And if you missed today's second date update, Nathan wanted to call Mia. They actually met on a Christian dating website, and he didn't even see her picture before they met, and I guess she was stunning. Anyway, the reason she wasn't really getting back to him was because she was gone in L.A. taking some photos for Playboy. Because they're doing photos again.
Yeah.
But Playboy's
They stopped doing like photo shoots for a while, but now they're doing them again.
Well,
and I
Yeah, but
guess-
they're doing the
Nude
classy
ones.
ones. They're not doing the
Yeah.
nude ones anymore. I mean, it's still like a little racy, right?
Yeah, and it's
but
still cool to be a Playboy.
you could celebrate the body God gave you as a Christian. I don't see why not.
Yeah, I don't see why not either. But Nathan was bothered by it, though.
Yeah,
Well,
well,
yeah.
I've also never been considered a good Christian, so
But I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know if I have the right opinion.
Can you imagine, though, not seeing a girl, like, she could be anything, and she's a Playboy model? Like, this guy hit the jackpot.
yeah, it's
but at
pretty
the-
lucky.
But at the same time, he didn't because he's like,
Yeah.
morally, I can't
It's like,
do this.
I will barely even go look at an apartment if it doesn't have a photo up,
Right?
let alone go on a date with somebody.
I know.
It's either going to be amazing or a rat-infested mess.
Seriously, remember, if you want to do a second date update, all you have to do is email the show, and we will call the person who didn't call you back.
Moving 92.5.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
Two great places to meet people: church and funerals.
What?
Right?
No,
Yeah.
not funerals.
Oh yeah,
That's-
it's awesome place to meet people. But
because they're so vulnerable.
yeah, they are.
That's terrible.
But Stacy actually met the guy that she went out with at church. Hey Stacy, what's up?
Thank God.
Hey guys, how are you?
Good. Thanks for your email.
Stacy.
You want us to get a hold of a guy named Kevin that you met at church, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, so had you seen Kevin before? You guys known each other for a little while?
Not really. I mean, I just started going back to church recently. So I was just like trying to be spiritual again, I guess.
Going back so you could be a born again virgin.
Oh, girl.
One of those.
I mean, I guess I have been a little bit of a bad girl.
That's okay.
Way to call me out on that. Thanks, guys.
No problem. Hey, I grew up in the church. I've met a lot of Stacys.
Look how bad you turned
Nice.
out.
I've met a lot. Jubal is, in fact, a Stacy.
Yeah. So you started going back to church, and then how'd you notice Kevin? What'd you notice about him first?
Oh my gosh. Well, he is so tall. I mean, like out of a fairy tale, like tall, dark, and handsome. I was like, oh, I'm so glad I came back to church.
There for the right
Although I
reasons.
shouldn't be having these sinful thoughts right now in church, but
Right, exactly. So we had seen each other for a few weeks, and eventually one day after church, he asked if I'd want to come over for dinner, and I did. I went over, and we had such a nice, fun night. Like, we did, like, homemade pizzas where everything's from scratch, you know? So we're like,
Cute.
so
Did you like get flour on each
Yeah.
other's faces? And we're like,
totally, we had, like, a pizza sauce fight.
Crazy.
God, that sounds like so much fun. Okay.
You got to think, Jubal. I mean, if you're going to invite a girl over to your house, you've got to know that you are really digging her, right? On a first date, that says a lot about his interest in her.
Well, not necessarily.
it's
It
also
could
close
just
to
mean,
the
like,
bedroom.
Yeah, I just want to get her home.
Okay, speaking of that,
There we go. Nice segue.
so not exactly the bedroom, but we started watching like a Netflix movie on his couch, and we started making out a little bit. It was really good.
Nice.
And like right in the middle of us making out, his upstairs neighbors started like going at it. Like they were clearly having sex. You could hear like squeaking like a bed against a wall, you know?
That's awesome.
How long did it last?
Brooke.
You always ask the weirdest
Yeah, you
questions.
really
man.
do.
It's
Like,
very pertinent.
it's awkward, but
because
just
if
like,
it's-
was he a minute man? Did it sound like he was laying it down like hardcore, or was it like a soft session? I mean, I need to know every little detail. I think we got the awkwardness that they're on the
Yeah.
couch making out, and then you hear that. That would be weird if you were making out with someone
on.
first time, and then you hear another couple doing it in the other room. What'd you do?
I made this really awkward joke, and I was like, oh, it's a sign.
Oh, I like that.
That doesn't sound like a joke, Stacey. That sounds like a plan.
Oh, no. Oh, my gosh. So then he did not laugh. Okay, so clearly, like, the joke was a fail, and I wasn't there that much longer. Like, the movie ended, and so I went home, like, a little bit after that, and he was so sweet. Like, when we said goodnight, he kissed me on the cheek, and he was like, I'll call you, and I'll see you, you know, at church. And then last week, he wasn't there,
Oh.
Okay.
so I've texted him, and I've called him, and I haven't heard back at all.
Maybe he's just been spending some time praying after making out with you.
It is kind of weird that he cheek kissed you after a full makeup session.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll play a song. Come back, call him, and get your second date update, okay?
Okay, thanks, guys.
All right, hang on.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
All right, Stacy, have you been saying your prayers?
Oh,
Oh, yes.
poor Stacey.
It's your second date update. Stacy emailed us about a guy named Kevin, who she met at church. She went to his house. They had a fun time making pizzas together, watched some Netflix. The best part of their date, in my opinion, though, is when they started making out, and then his neighbors, in the middle of it, started going at it. And it created a very awkward experience where you made the joke. What was your joke, Stacy?
He said it must be a sign.
And then at that point, he kind of like didn't laugh and got quiet, and the date was over then, huh?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
But
All right.
Stacey, I mean, if he's that serious and he can't find the funny in that, do you really want to see him again?
I need someone with a little bit of a sense of humor, but it was just so awkward, you know?
Yeah.
All right. We're going to call him right now, see if we can get him on the phone and get your second date update, all right?
Okay, thanks.
Hello, this is Kevin.
Hey, Kevin, how are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning on Moving 92.5.
Who?
Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning on the radio station Moving 92.5. You ever heard of us?
Now I have.
Awesome.
Well, start.
We host a morning radio show from 6 to 10. You should check it out, especially since you're going to be on it right now.
Yeah.
I want to talk to you about a girl that you recently went on a date with.
Okay.
Her name is Stacy. Now, we do a segment on our show called the Second Date Update. When somebody goes out on a date with someone they really like and then gets blown off, they email us to call that person and find out why. Stacy is wondering why you won't call her back.
Oh. Okay.
Do you remember going on a date with a girl named
Long, awkward pause.
Silence.
Did she do something wrong on the date?
I mean, let's just say she's a little fast for me.
Fast?
So,
Fast for you?
yeah.
And I'm assuming you don't mean like you think she could run a mile quicker than you. Like she's
No. We had a lovely evening that was going very well, and then things proceeded like they do when an evening is going very well.
Okay.
And then it just started to get a little too heated, as it were.
She said that you were watching a movie and you guys started to kiss a little bit.
Yes.
And then in the middle of that kissing, your upstairs neighbors decided to do more than kissing very loudly.
Yeah.
And there was an awkward moment. She said she made a joke like, oh, maybe it's a sign. And then you didn't laugh at it. And she thought maybe she upset you.
All right, I'll be totally honest here. I'm trying to save myself.
Oh, you're a
All
virgin.
right.
Okay.
Wait a minute.
So you're saving yourself for marriage.
Nothing wrong with that.
Well, there's a lot of things
Are
wrong with
you-
it. We can't have time to
come
get into
on.
all that's wrong with it.
Leave the guy alone.
So you're saving yourself for marriage. You're a virgin.
Yes, I'm a virgin.
So, did you not get her joke? I mean, she was just joking about it being a sign that you guys should do it.
No, she didn't really seem like it was a joke. I mean, it was said, but there was a little more intention behind the joke, and things just got pretty awkward pretty quickly. And I realized, as wonderful as she is, she's the kind of girl that might want to move faster than I would be able to, and she's incredibly attractive. She's so that kind of temptation is incredibly hard to fight.
How do you get that impression, though, Kevin, that she is that kind of girl?
Well, it was her that sort of initiated the kissing. Now, I'm a big fan of kissing, so, I wasn't really going to stop that because, as I said, she's incredibly attractive.
Right,
But
and that's all you got right now. You might as well embrace it, right?
I mean, I was definitely very tempted, and it was definitely the kind of girl that my mom always warned me about.
Oh, gosh. Kevin, how old are you? How old are you?
Oh, man.
I'm old enough to make my own decisions,
Yeah,
but,
right.
I just still hold on to the lessons my mom teach me.
Right, and Kevin, I'm assuming that since you met Stacy at church, you're a pretty churchy guy, and
I'm a fairly churchy guy. That's
Churchy? You mean religious?
no, churchy is all the same. Whatever. So you just feel that she is way too loose of a woman.
I
Promiscuous.
just think she. I mean, not to toot my own horn too much, but I just don't think she'd be able to control herself.
Oh, there it comes. Now you're
Right, it's
arrogant.
her
I'm
that couldn't control herself. Hey,
arrogant virgin.
Kevin,
Yes, sir.
I do have to let you know that Stacy is actually on the line and heard everything you just said.
Good Lord.
That better not have been in vain.
I agree. Hey, Stacy,
Then.
say hi to Kevin.
Oh boy.
Hey, Kevin. So,
Hi.
that's the reason, huh? I mean, do you have any idea what you're missing out on?
No, he doesn't.
Yeah.
It's just no sex is something that I firmly believe that it's something that you want to save because it's special and it shouldn't be just tossed aside at any moment. It should be something that people really want to do for the right
I'm
reason.
just saying. I mean, if you think kissing is great, I mean,
Stacy,
you're not saying that you want to date a virgin. You're saying that you want to convert a virgin.
no, that is not what I'm saying.
Kevin, you're searching for another virgin to date.
I wouldn't necessarily say another virgin per se, but definitely someone that holds to the same values or at least be able to hold to the same values.
Kevin, to be honest, we had such a great time with our private pizza making party and pizza fight and everything. I cannot believe I'm going to say this, but I would actually be willing to give up sex to go out with you again.
Wow.
Whoa.
Kevin, you've actually made a woman not want to have sex ever again. How does that feel?
Kevin?
That's crazy.
Now,
What do you say?
I have to tell you, your body was telling me something completely different the other day.
Oh, well,
And
I think
I
you
don't know if
trust
you'd be
my
able
word.
to truly restrain yourself.
Really?
She's not going to take you to the room and just,
Have her way with you.
yeah, like you have a little bit of a say in it too.
And Kevin, are you crazy? Like, how many women are offering this for you? I mean, I don't know many girls that would just stop having sex because they meet a guy who's that great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Like Brooke, she's got a husband and she still has sex with dudes all the time. You know what I mean? Like she doesn't stop for him.
That's not true.
Go ahead, Kevin.
I know you say you're going to be able to wait, but just from what you had said a second ago, look at what you're giving up. So I just question that. That's all.
I think you should have a little faith.
Oh, good line.
Stacy just wants to take it.
She sees the card.
Yeah, she's just like, I want that V card.
It is.
All right. Well, that being said, we'd love to offer you guys a second date. We will pay for it.
Stacey, if I say yes, do you think we'd be able to control ourselves?
I do. I promise.
All right, let's do it.
You're gonna do it? You're gonna go out with Stacy again.
Let's do it.
Well, you're gonna go out with her again. You're not gonna do it.
Yeah.
But you will go out on another date.
Wrong choice of words. Huh?
Yeah.
That's a while.
All right, Stacy. Well, congratulations. You got your date. Keep us up to date on how everything goes.
I will. Thanks, you guys.
Yep.
Yeah,
And Kevin?
Yep.
Kevin, I want to be the first person you call when you finally become a man. Okay? Chuck is on the phone with us, and he wants to do a second date to a girl named Rebecca. They met at a singles mixer, ended up going out to an art exhibit, and Chuck thinks that he screwed up because at the art exhibit, he tried to act like he was refined and knew all about art, didn't know anything about it, so he thinks that she was able to spot that he was lying and isn't calling him back. Chuck, I really want you to be successful in this second date update.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
I'm pulling for you on this one. I want to get you a second date with this girl really bad. Not necessarily because I want you to go out with her, but I don't want you to have to go to any more singles mixers. Because I know
They are pretty bad.
you said this is one of the first times you've been, and you don't own a bad leather jacket. And we talked about how everybody at singles mixers has bad leather jackets. And I know if you keep going to these, you're going to acquire one of those. And I want to keep you from getting a bad leather jacket.
Thanks a lot, Jubal. I appreciate that.
No problem. I'm just trying to save you from that leather jacket. That's all I'm trying to do here. All right, man. Are you about ready to give her a call?
Let's do it.
Okay, here we go. Can I speak to Rebecca, please?
This is she.
Hey, Rebecca, how are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning.
Who is this?
Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning. I'm calling you because one of our listeners recently sent us an email about you, and I wanted to ask you some information.
About me? An email about me?
Yes. It's a segment that we do on our show. It's called The Second Date. It's basically if you go out on a date with somebody and then don't call them back, they email us to see if we can get you on the phone and ask why.
Okay.
Have you been out on a lot of dates recently?
I wouldn't say a lot, but I've definitely been dating. I'm single, so.
All right. Well, this guy's name is Chuck. You know Chuck? Is that a yes? Is that a yes? You know him and you're not impressed by Chuck? Because that's what it sounded like to me. Or you don't know who Chuck is.
I know who Chuck is.
Okay. I'd appreciate it if you could just tell us maybe why you're not calling him back.
I mean,
he said you guys met at a singles mixer and ended up going to an art exhibit.
That's true.
Yeah, okay. He said at the art exhibit he was trying to act like he was smart and knew everything about art when in fact he really doesn't know much at all. And he thinks that you saw through that and that's why you're not calling him back.
I thought he knew a lot about art, so.
Oh, you did?
Really?
Oh, so he fooled you.
He like pulled it off?
I thought he knew what he was talking about. I mean, I don't know too much about art either, so maybe that was.
Really?
That's awesome. Okay, so there's some common ground between you guys.
Yeah, I mean, we had a good time. He's very charming and a little rough around the edges, but in a way that was nice and what I liked.
So if the date went really well, then why did you sound so disgusted when I brought up his name?
Well, he kind of creeped me out. I mean, and not for anything that happened on the date. The day went well. I came home. I felt good. You know, went to bed, and the next morning I got up and logged into my Facebook, and I had a ton, like hundreds of notifications.
Whoa.
And I was like, what's going, why? And he'd gone through, like, every single profile photo that I've ever posted and liked them. So all of these notifications were him liking my photos. And they were photos, I, like, swear to you, from, like, the beginning of my Facebook, like, lifetime. Like, I mean, when did Facebook start? This must have been from, like, 2006 or 7. Like, maybe even before that. Like,
Oh, man.
but maybe.
Anytime anybody's ever been on my thing and I get a like from like 5 years ago, like, oh, that's creepy.
No, it's totally creepy. And what's worse, it didn't just stop at Facebook, though. He went to my Instagram and, like, left a few comments, too, on, like, old postings, like, kind of in a way that was seemed aggressive almost. It was like, thank God I didn't have a Twitter account, or, like, what would he do?
He's retweeting tweets from 10 years ago.
I mean, you're telling me that you didn't look up all of his old pictures and Instagram?
Well, that's a good. I did look at photos, but I didn't, like him, and I did not go back to, like, the beginning of his Facebook profile and be like, oh, you look adorable as a 24-year-old or whatever, whenever Facebook started. But that's like a huge red flag to me that, I mean, whether or not he knows the etiquette.
Thank you for sharing that with us, by the way. There is a difference between just looking at the photos. We know everybody social media stalks. We know that. There's a difference between looking at it and a difference between liking those pictures. Every single one, and old ones.
I think that's too far.
You're telling me that if somebody went on your Facebook, a guy that you dated, and started liking pictures from like 5 years ago, and how many pictures do you have on your Facebook, Rebecca?
Oh my God! I mean, like hundreds, like over 1,000 for sure. Like
he didn't like over 1,000 photos, though.
He liked like 600 of my normal photos, like photos I'm tagged in, photos I posted, like all of my photos.
Wow.
I think there was even a few events that he like liked on the way. Like who does that?
That must have taken him a lot of time.
Yeah.
Up all night?
Yeah.
Oh, God, that's even creepier. I mean, that makes me want to not friend anyone ever. Like,
You know what? This might creep you out too, because he's actually on the other line listening and wants to talk to you.
Let me get this straight. You don't like the fact that I like your stuff? I mean, why would you put
That's a bad way to
stuff
say it.
on the internet if you didn't want people to look at it and, like, comment on it? I mean, I just wanted to know more about you, you know? I really liked you. I wanted a little background on you, you know?
I mean, is like 600 of my photos like enough background? Like, how much background did you need? Like, did you need to go back to what I looked like in 2006 and like enjoy that moment of my life? Like, I never assumed that someone was going to go back and like every photo and leave comments. Like, I mean, Chuck, you found a photo of me when I was 24 and blonde and posted something like, hey, blonde bombshell. I mean, like, you posted that on that. Like, why would you do that?
It's true. You were a blonde bombshell. I wasn't lying. Forgive me for thinking that you were attractive at age 24.
But don't you think that's weird? Like, you posting on these photos from, I mean, on my Instagram, too, like, how long did it take you to do that? You sifted through 600 photos at least. I mean, were you up all night?
Well, I don't really sleep very much, so I was just up online, you know, and just sifting through photos.
Oh my God. Does that not creep anyone else out? Like, am I alone in this?
I kind of still think that he's likable and that you should give him a chance. I know that sounds crazy and I know it's really creepy, but he really doesn't sound like he gets it. Like, Chuck, do you just not understand how social media works?
Well, apparently I don't. I mean, if you're not supposed to like things, I mean, why is there a like button if you're not supposed to use it?
You're supposed
to put that there. I don't understand.
Because you're supposed to use it sparingly, Chuck. Like, use the like button like a precision sniper. One shot.
right? You don't just go through with a semi-automatic weapon and just blow a bunch of likes across somebody's Facebook page. It's going to creep them out.
I thought it was a nice thing, you know? I mean, if somebody went through my photos and liked them or commented on them, I would be, like, really flattered. I mean, that's why they're up there, so people can enjoy them. I was surprised that Rebecca didn't like any of my photos the next morning.
I mean, I looked at your photos, but I didn't, like, go through it and like them all. Cause I mean, like, it's so creepy. I don't,
Creepy,
I mean,
creepy, or is he just more honest than any of us? Because at least he admits that he went through and stalked it instead of pretending like he didn't.
Rebecca, I would love to ask you if you'll go on a second date with Chuck. We will pay for it.
I promise I won't like you. And then I'll go back and I'll stay up all night and I'll unlike all the photos if you want. If that makes you feel better.
I mean,
Come on.
I did have a really good time. That totally creeped me out, but maybe you are just more honest than the rest of us with our Facebook stalking.
Okay, so you'll go out with Chuck again?
I think, yes, I think I'll.
Yes.
All right.
Oh, nice.
Way to go,
Congratulations, Chuck. You got your second date. Now, I want to point out you did get a date by a girl going, I guess.
I'll take it.
All right, whatever it is, you'll take it.
A win's a win.
I can't tell you much about the guy that's on the phone that wants to do a second date today, but I can tell you this. He owns a bad leather jacket.
Really?
Why do I say that? Because he met the girl that he wants to call today at a singles event, one of those singles mixers. And every time you go to one of those, just a bunch of dudes wearing bad leather jackets all the time. Every time I've seen one of those horrible leather jackets. Chuck, how you doing?
I'm good, guys. How are you?
Good.
Oh, poor Chuck.
So are you owner of a bad leather jacket?
No, I do not. I do not own a leather jacket, but I did notice a bunch of really bad leather jackets.
Yeah, see? Look at any one of those things. It's just guys with greasy hair and bad leather jackets. So tell us a little bit about the girl that you met at this singles mixer. What's her name?
Her name's Rebecca.
Rebecca, all right.
And when I first started talking to her, like the first time I met her at this thing, I was kind of nervous, and I really don't think that I came across very, like, charismatic or confident. You know, I didn't really have much to say. So the first meeting didn't really go too well. Then I got to talk to a few more girls, and I warmed up a little bit, you could say, and I gained a little more confidence. And then the second time I went to talk to Rebecca, it went a lot better, a lot smoother.
Okay.
I'm always surprised that people actually meet somebody that they want to date at these events, because I've hosted a lot of them, and I haven't actually seen success stories. Like, what about her stood out among the group?
Well, this is my first time going to one of these events, and I actually brought a friend in mine because I didn't want to go by myself.
Uh-huh.
So I really don't have much experience with these things. But what stood out about Rebecca was just that she seemed very classy, you know. She was well-dressed. She was very pretty. She came across, like, really intelligent, you know, like more so than me, probably.
All right.
That's cute.
So what'd you guys do when you actually went out?
Well, I wanted to take her somewhere kind of classy, you know, because I figured she was a smart, classy chick. So I actually heard about this art exhibit. I figured that's a pretty classy thing to do, you know, art exhibit. Kind of an original first date sort of thing.
Right, and you impress her a little bit by going like, hey, I'm cultured. I know about all the art in town, baby.
Yeah. So we go to the art exhibit, you know, and you know, luckily they had a few drinks. They had some like wine there.
Right.
And we had a few drinks while we looked at some art, and we, you know, talked about the sculptures and the paintings that we saw.
Who is more interested in the actual art, like you or her?
Well, I don't know. Like, I pretended that I was interested. Like, I don't really know anything about art, and certainly after a couple of glasses of wine, I decided to sort of talk like I actually knew something.
So you're sitting in front of like a painting, breaking it down, and you have no idea what you're talking about?
Yeah. Like, I would take a look at like one of the paintings, and I would be like, oh, I really like this avant-garde style and the use of pastels and
Were you just sort of spouting any art word you've ever heard?
pretty much.
Look at those brush strokes.
No idea who the artist was, what century it was made. Could have been painted yesterday for all I know.
Do you think she saw through it as like maybe you were trying a little too hard or you were a fraud or anything?
That was my initial thought as to why she's not returning my calls or texts. Because we had a pretty good time, it seems so anyway. We shared a kiss at the end.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, we had a kiss, and that was it, though. I mean, there was no hot action, if you will.
Yeah.
But things went well, and I asked her if I could give her a call, and she was like, yeah, sure.
Okay, so it must not have gone too bad, though, if she's willing to kiss you at the end of the date. Yeah. In my experience, if a date doesn't go well, most girls are not open to a kiss.
It's so weird.
Yeah, I agree. I don't quite know what went wrong.
I do think, though, I think it would have been more attractive if you would have just said, hey, listen, I think you're classy. I don't know a whole lot about art. Let's experience this together. Like, why weren't you just honest about it?
Yeah, that would have been a great idea, Brooke. I wish I had thought of it. Unfortunately, I'm not that bright. I don't know. I feel like maybe I didn't come across very genuine on the date, and maybe she saw through that. And I just want the opportunity to, maybe take her out again and perhaps show her like the real me,
What is the real you?
The real me is a guy who likes to drink and play pool and watch sports and watch stupid movies.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
I will say in the couple minutes we've talked, I think you're really likable.
You are. I agree.
Well, thanks. I agree. I may not be the sharpest bulb in the drawer, but I got lots of friends.
All right. Well, we'll play a song, come back, call her, and see if that's the reason in your second date, okay?
Okay, great.
All right, man. Hang on.
In the dating world, is there anybody who should be considered off limits romantically?
Yes.
I mean, immediate
Married
family
people?
members, sure.
Yeah.
Sorry, bro.
It's been a disappointment I've had to live with for years.
I know. Also, people who are already in a relationship. Again,
Yes.
Brooke, apologies.
When I met my husband,
I know.
He was in a
He was in a relationship.
I didn't do anything wrong, though. Did not do anything
You
wrong.
stole him.
Mhm.
Well, he stole himself
Yeah,
away.
that's true. He was already single.
What about coworkers?
Oh, that's fine, too.
Uh-oh.
Yes.
People looking around this room like,
Don't
what's
dip your
about
pen
to
in the
happen?
company.
I don't think anybody wants to date in here.
Oh, we'll see. Well, one of our listeners went out with someone who was off limits for a little bit, but the second that window opened up, she jumped right through it.
All right, that's my type of girl.
And now she needs our help. Her name's Christina. Christina, welcome to the show.
Hey, thank you.
What window were you jumping through, Christina?
Tell me not the family one.
Yeah.
That's my grandma's window.
Yeah. Who's this guy?
So his name is Greg, and he's actually my son's Little League coach.
Oh, dang.
Okay.
Good with kids.
I see.
All right. So what's Greg like?
Well, he's really nice. He's athletic, so that was attractive.
Okay.
Sure, baseball coach.
And it's like you see any guy who's like maybe a 6 interact really well with children, they're automatically like a 9.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, really, honestly.
Brooke loves Barney the dinosaur. She's like, damn, that guy is hot.
Okay, I was thinking people, Jeff,
Oh.
not dinosaurs.
Well, you should word it more specifically.
She also likes a guy named Barney.
Yeah. So how did you and Greg start things off?
So obviously I kind of knew him, as my son's coach, but we didn't really talk one-on-one much until it was the end of the season party. Had a party for all the kids. And
Pizza party. It's the best.
Yeah.
That's the only reason I signed up for baseball.
And did you
if
know?
I could just sit through 12 of these games, I will get a pizza party. It's promised.
Did you know this whole time that Greg was single, or was this something that you learned at the end of the year party?
No, I didn't know. I mean, I really, like I said, we didn't have that much interaction. Definitely not on a personal level until the party. And then we were just chatting. He was like, oh, what does your husband do? I was like, oh, I'm actually divorced. And he said, me too. And then.
Okay. You know those divorcees at the T-ball parties.
Okay.
Perked up.
Uh-huh.
And so did he ask you out or did you ask him?
No, he asked me out.
Okay.
I mean, he was interested from the get-go. That's why he immediately asked about the husband. He was obviously fishing, right?
Oh, I didn't think of that.
Yeah.
Probably right.
Yeah. So we did end up going out just the one time.
What was it? What'd you do?
Well, so we went to a casino.
Oh, that's a very divorcee thing to do.
There's a lot to do at casinos, though.
That's a fun day.
Yeah,
for
Definitely.
sure.
Gamble, you can watch a performance.
How did that go?
Well, from my perspective, it was good. Maybe not from his. That's what I'm calling. But
Uh-oh.
we went and we ate. We did a little gambling, and I don't know how to play cards or anything. And he was kind of showing me how to do that. And
And where was your kid during all this?
Hopefully with a sitter, Jeffrey.
Oh, okay. He didn't come along.
hope not.
no, he did not come.
On my lap.
Yeah.
That is not the important piece here.
Well, just making sure. Okay.
What was like the highlight of the night for you?
Well, so we ended up going into this, they had like a little kind of club there. We ended up dancing and, yeah, it was good. And he had picked me up. He gave me a ride home. Probably the best part was we kissed when he dropped me off. Again, I thought everything was great.
Yeah, it sounds amazing. It sounds like you like closed the door to your house and were like, oh my God, that was awesome.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not quite because the kiss was great, but so after that I was like, yeah, I'd love to see you again. I had a great time. And he was like, yeah, me too. And it was just kind of weird. He like didn't look at me. Like I just got very weird vibes. It did not seem genuine at all. And it just kind of, that was really off-putting. And then I just haven't heard from him since.
Was it a good kiss or a bad kiss?
I thought it was good.
I would hope his reaction isn't like that. If it's a bad kiss, like, mwah. All right, get out of my car. That sucks.
I mean, it's kind of how it felt, though,
I guess
right?
you're
Yeah.
Like, for his mood to change right after a kiss.
I mean, what are you thinking? What do you think could have gone wrong?
I can't think of anything. I literally have been playing through in my head, like, well, did I say something weird or...
I've already thought of something. Did he lose a lot of money at the casino? Because I would be in a horrible mood if I just lost a bunch of money.
But that wouldn't make you not call a woman back.
Yeah, it
Do you know
would.
what I mean?
It's like
Don't
guys
you
after sporting
underestimate
events.
me.
Like how they're
Yeah.
mad for like days.
You're right. Yeah, your favorite team loses. You're like, don't talk to me. Just get out of here.
But
Okay?
a baseball coach that stops at first, something's off about that. I don't know.
Are you saying that he was upset he didn't get invited in? Is that what you're saying?
Maybe he was trying to get to second or third.
Well, at least
That's
he didn't
a-
try to steal second.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank God.
that's illegal.
All right. Well, I think we have some investigating to do. We're going to play a song. We'll come back. We'll call Greg for you. And then Christina will try and get you a second date, all right?
All right, sounds good.
All right, hold on. It's a gorgeous afternoon here at Brooke and Jeffrey Stadium. The perfect day to enjoy some nachos, Cracker Jacks, and moonshine as we witness a scintillating second date.
Second date. Second date.
If you
I'm in the
missed it,
crowd.
one of our listeners, Christina, went out with her son's Little League baseball coach named Greg. They went to a casino, had a fun time, even got a kiss at the end of the night. But after that, things were a little awkward. And that's why she needs our help today to get a second date. One thing I forgot to ask you, Christina, is we know that you have a child who's on Greg's team, so he must have a kid too, if he's the coach.
I would typically.
Most of the
Typically,
time,
that's
yeah.
true.
Yeah, so maybe that's something that's running through his head. Like, were your kids friends? Because he may be looking into the future about bringing your two children together.
I mean, yeah, he does have a son on the team also. I don't know if I would say they're friends. Like, it's not like they play together outside of Little League. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Do men typically do that much forward thinking, though? It's like one date and already he's trying to plan play dates with the kids. Like, it just doesn't feel...
Well,
I don't know.
maybe Christina's son is better than his son at baseball, and he's worried that he's going to end up loving her kid more.
Yeah, okay.
Because I wouldn't want to get into that situation.
Oh, man, the guy can throw all the way to home from the outfield.
Okay,
Yeah.
so there's where your mind really is
That
how
makes
good
more
his
sense.
kid is at baseball.
Is that a possibility, Christina?
I don't think so.
Yeah, neither do we.
I'm just giving you an insight into how men think.
Yeah, I don't know that that's the insight.
Yeah, you probably thought all the way up to like, do I get a kiss?
Yeah.
And that was it.
Well, we have a lot of questions here, not a whole lot of answers. So let's just make this call. We're going to call Greg and try and get you your second date. You ready, Christina?
I'm ready.
All right, here we go. I'm going to dial his number right now.
Hello?
Hey, I'm looking for Greg.
Yeah, you got him. This is Greg.
Hey, Greg. My name's Jeff from the radio show Brooke and Jeffrey in the Morning. How you doing, man?
Yeah, I'm doing all right. What's this all about?
This is all about a segment that we do called a second date. It's where if you go out with someone and afterwards, if that person isn't calling you back, you start laughing while I'm talking, and then things get awkward on the phone like this.
No, it may be good.
Yeah.
Have you heard the segment before, Greg?
Yeah, I guess so. What radio station is this again?
Okay. So you've
Okay,
kind
yeah,
of heard
you
it. It's
didn't
Brooke and
listen.
Jeffrey in the Morning.
Yeah, sure. I've heard it before.
Okay.
Okay.
He's just playing along. You think there's a prize or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, keep going. What did I win?
So one of our listeners has asked us to get a hold of you. Her name's Christina.
Great.
Okay. That didn't feel good, Greg. Oh, man.
So Christina had a lot of nice things to say about you.
Yeah, no. It's I've got tons of nice things to say about Christina. No, she's a good-looking lady. We had a fun time. Yeah, no. I don't have anything bad to say about Christina.
Okay. She said you're not calling her back after your guys' date at the casino. Are you, like, not looking to date seriously or something right now? Because she did say you were divorced, so maybe it's fresh. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm divorced. It's just kind of embarrassing. It's something with me. It's not something that she can change. I just don't think it's going to work out.
Oh, my God. It's what I thought.
It is not what you thought.
Oh, my God.
Tell him what you thought
Is
it was.
Christina's son better at baseball than your son, and you're embarrassed?
No. My son's very good at baseball.
Okay. Because we
All
knew
right.
you're the T-ball coach and
Well,
everything.
if it's not that, then what could it possibly be, Greg? Because it seemed like a pretty good night from Christina's point of view.
No, it was. We had a very nice time. Again, not something she can change. It's just the way things are, and that's just the way it is.
That's such an excuse. It's not you, it's me.
What can we tell her, though, right? Like, because right now she feels like it's all her. Like, the reason you're not calling back is because you don't like her.
that.
Could you give us something a little bit more specific?
Yeah, I don't want to think it's her.
Right.
It's just that. So at the end of the night, we kissed goodbye.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And whenever I kissed her, like all of a sudden, all I could see was like her kid's face.
What?
His
when
face?
you kissed her,
Like
you
her
could.
face looked like her son's face. You know what I mean? Like there's a resemblance,
They look.
and it's all I could see.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Oh no.
That's weird.
That is weird. That's why it freaked him out.
Yeah.
It's not like I was thinking about the kid. It's just like, genetics, like her face, like bone structure, like it was very much like the kid, and that's very weird.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty stereotypically how parents and children turn out. They tend to look similar, but I
Brooke's
thought...
son looks just like her.
Did you not know that before you were out on the date with her? I feel like you've seen her before.
I don't know. I never really noticed it or saw it, or it wasn't really something I had to notice or think about before, but it was like when you were that close to her face. That was something, the only time that I really saw it, and then do you feel the weirdness that you feel right now in your body? Imagine that's how I felt.
Oh yeah. It's
Definitely don't you think that's something you can get through? I mean, it's. I'm being honest. Like, it was her face first. She gets claim on it. That's all I'm saying.
That should be a rule.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel you on that.
She's calling dibs on the face.
Yeah. Her face looks like hers.
But I spent a lot more time with her kid first. And I'm still spending more time with her kid, so
that's why.
Again, it's not her fault. Totally not her fault.
Yeah.
It's definitely more feminine features, I'd say, than little boy features. That's so weird.
Okay, that makes sense.
Okay, this is going into dangerous territory right now.
Yeah. I would love to tell Christina all of that, but I think it might sound better if it came right from you, Greg.
I don't think this is a message we should share.
It's not going to sound good coming from anybody.
No, but that's why I need to let you know Christina's been on the other line listening this whole time.
Oh, great. All right.
Yeah, she wants to talk to you. Christina?
Yeah, I'm just. That is not what I was expecting at all. I just don't. I don't get it.
Yeah.
You know, I don't get it either because looking at you from further away, you don't really notice it. But I can't get over that knowledge or that awareness that I have now.
Yeah, but wait a minute. Didn't you have kids with your ex-wife? I mean, you guys have kids. They have to look like one of you, right?
Yeah, well, that relationship didn't work out either, so.
How do you feel about that, Christina?
Just icky. Like
icky.
Yeah.
I just wouldn't have ever thought that would be, a reason that would keep you from dating somebody, but...
Can you imagine how awkward it is if he takes her for ice cream?
Yeah.
Oh, I feel like I've done this with your son before.
Yeah.
I honestly, I don't think any of us in the room have any good advice for this. What the heck do we do here?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Christina, are you willing to get some cosmetic surgery on your face so that it doesn't look like your son anymore?
No, I bet you have a perfect face, Christina.
I'm saying I'm sure it's perfect, but if you want this to work,
You could get rid of your son.
yeah, or
Okay, you both.
maybe a bag on the face situation. Then there's no cosmetic surgery needed.
All right, none of these are good.
No.
That is terrible.
Guys, Christina has a very lovely face, a very beautiful face. It's just, when I kiss it, it looks like a little boy.
Okay. I don't even know that we should ask. I don't think we should even ask. I don't even know how, when you describe it like that.
There are places besides the face that you can kiss, though. What if no face kissing?
Let's not.
No?
No.
I'm trying to make this work. You guys are trying to kill this relationship.
I think this relationship is dead.
Okay.
I don't know that I have much
We
hope.
can't know that for sure until we ask Greg. Would you be willing to go out with Christina one more time and we'll pay for it?
I wasn't really ready to go out with her before. I'm definitely not ready to go out with her after this conversation here.
Okay, it's even worse. We made it even worse.
Do you feel the same, though?
Yeah, Christina, are you cool with that?
Yeah, actually, after this conversation, it's just too weird.
We found the one subject that both of them are like, nah, never mind.
No.
Next.
Okay, let's move forward.
I mean, at least he was being truthful. It really wasn't about me.
Yeah, all him.
Yeah, and don't hesitate to introduce any of your future love interests to your son. I'm sure it'll be fine.
Just say it's your twin.
Yeah.
Won't freak him out.